Okay, let's dive right into this. We're talking about a major shakeup happening in the world of cybersecurity. A startup that's only 2 years old just pulled in a massive investment to challenge a system that, well, a lot of people think is fundamentally broken. And here's the problem in a nutshell. With all the AI and cloud computing we're doing, the amount of data we're creating is just astronomical. And the old ways of protecting it, they just can't keep up. They're buckling under the pressure, and it's leaving huge, dangerous gaps in security. So before we can really get why this new company, Vega, is making such big waves, we have to understand the problem they're trying to solve. Let's take a closer look at this billion-dollar headache plaguing the industry. It really all boils down to this one piece of technology, called a SIEM. For the last 20 years, this was the industry standard. The whole idea was, pretty simple on the surface. To find any bad guys in your system, you have to drag all of your security data into one giant central database to analyze it. But this slide just lays out the mismatch perfectly. The old SIEM model demands you centralize everything. But today, our data lives everywhere, in different clouds, in data lakes, you name it. The old way is slow and incredibly expensive, and the amount of data is just exploding. And here's the kicker. This old model isn't just inefficient, it's actually making companies more vulnerable to attacks. And this quote from one of the investors, Andre Brasiviano, really just nails it. The big players, like Splunk, their whole business model forces companies to centralize data, which traps them. It holds them hostage in these super expensive, long-term projects. It's a huge problem. So whenever you have a problem this big and this expensive, you can bet someone's working on a better way. So let's meet the challenger at the heart of this story, Vega Security. So here's the quick rundown on Vega. It's a young company, just 2 years old, but its mission is huge, to flip that entire old model on its head. Their big idea? Instead of moving all the data to your security tools, why not bring the security tools directly to the data, wherever it happens to be? And the guy leading the charge, CEO Shay Sandler, has some serious street cred. He's a veteran of the Israeli military's elite cybersecurity unit. And get this, he was a founding employee at another company, Granulate, which Intel snapped up for a cool $650 million. So yeah, he knows what he's doing. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How exactly are they flipping this old, established model? What's the secret sauce here? Sandler himself says it best. The goal is to get the result you actually want, being ready to respond to a security incident, but without all the baggage, without the complexity, without the insane cost, and, as he puts it, without all the drama. And this is how they deliver on that no-drama promise. Instead of these massive projects that take years to migrate data, their process is ridiculously simple. Step 1, do nothing. Seriously, just leave your data where it is. Step 2, plug in their solution. And Step 3, you start seeing real value detecting threats in minutes. It's a complete game changer. Now, when you have an idea that's this different, it's going to turn some heads. And in Vega's case, it attracted a whole lot of money. The investors are placing a very big bet on this new model. How big? A $120 million bet. That's right, that's the size of their latest funding round. That is a massive vote of confidence from some of the biggest names in venture capital. And that's not even the whole story. This new investment brings the total amount of money they've raised to an absolutely staggering $185 million. And remember, they've only been around for 2 years. Now this chart really puts things into perspective. Vega's new valuation is $700 million, which is already more than what Sandler's last company sold for. But look over there on the right. The real target is the market dominated by Splunk, a giant that was acquired for an incredible $28 billion. That is the size of the prize they're going after. Okay, so investor money is one thing. It's a great sign. But the real test is what customers think. What's the actual market's verdict on what Vega is doing? Well, their traction is frankly unbelievable for a company this young. We're talking about a startup with just 100 people that's already signing multi-million-dollar deals. And not with just anyone. They're trusted by major banks, leading healthcare companies, and massive Fortune 500 firms like Instacart. Which of course brings up the big question, right? Why on earth would a giant, typically risk-averse corporation trust its critical security to a brand new 2-year-old startup? And the answer is actually pretty simple. The problem they're facing is just that painful. The old solutions are asking companies to do things that are basically impossible, unrealistic changes and data migrations that take years and cost a fortune. Vega gives them a way out, a path to immediate results, and that is an incredibly powerful motivator. So, all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. In this world of just exploding data, who's going to win the security war? Will the old giants manage to adapt? Or will this new, decentralized approach from challengers like Vega